Broadcasting to Stoke-on-Trent and the world. This is Six Towns Radio.
Okay, without further ado, it's time for a special guest. I'm loving this one. We've got Woody from Madness and also half of the Magic Brothers on the line. How are you doing, Woody?
Good, Barry, you alright?
I'm good, mate, thanks, I'm good. So first of all, why have you decided to make this album with your brother Nick?
Why? Well, it's just that Nick sent me songs for years, and I worked on them, and we had so many songs that I thought, well, you know, let's go into the studio and record them, because we just had this flipping plethora of material.
That's a lot.
A mountain of. No, it was just really good. Nick started sending me songs a couple of years ago, and I bought the same software as him, and then I used to send them back. I used to write middle eights or rearrange them, write lyrics, and then he used to send them back again, and we're to and fro until we were happy with a song, and then we did another song, and then we did another song, and he kept on sending me songs, and you know, this is just, it's been brilliant, because we talk to each other every day about music now.
You were in a band together before you were in Madness, weren't you, called Steel Erection?
Yeah, that was a school band. It was great. We did covers and a couple of songs of our own, but we did a couple of pubs in Chalk Farm as gigs and around the area. It was great fun. It wasn't particularly very serious, you know. We all used to get together, and of course Madness came along, and I went my separate way.
You're called the Magic Brothers, obviously you're brothers. So what do you think makes you magic?
Well, I think there is something to be said for the songwriting. The songs don't seem to be complete without an input from both of us, and it seems to be quite magical, really. I'm rubbish at starting a song with a blank piece of paper, as it were, and Nick just inspires me, and I do find it really quite magical. He can just, I'll give you an example. He sometimes just gives me one line, and it just inspires me to write a whole song. It's like the song "You Don't Have to Hide Your Love Away" was the only line that Nick sang in the chorus, and that inspired me to write the rest of the lyrics to the rest of the song. Equally, the same thing happened with Leon, the song that we both wrote for Madness, that appeared on the Wee Wee CC Ya Ya Da Da album. He sang that one line, which was "Feel like running out and owning all the world," and that inspired me to write a song about a school teacher and being stuck in a dead end job. And it is magical, really, because he just does something to me that inspires me. So, and equally, he's happy that I complete his songs, as it were.
The album's called The Magic Line. I suppose it draws inspiration, because you both grew up together, from songs that you listened to when you were younger. Well,
yeah, I mean, there are influences. We wrote all the songs ourselves on the album. There are no covers, but there's certainly a lot of influences from a lot of artists. I mean, other people, I can't possibly say myself, but I know that bands like ELO, the Beatles especially, David Bowie, Supertramp, they're all in there. David Gilmour's guitar playing especially, you know, for Pink Floyd, you know, we like all that kind of stuff. So it's a very eclectic mix. But people say, like someone this morning said, "Oh, it really reminds me of David Bowie," and I thought, "Oh, does it? Well, that's great."
Do you fall out when you're working together, or has it just always been easy to work?
No, it's brilliant. I mean, we're brutally honest with each other, and I think that's great, because we can take it. I mean, I've got so much respect for Nick, and equally he does with me. I mean, there are times where he'll say that I've added a note in a chord that makes it very strange and suggests that maybe I move it. But I think that's about as far as it goes. You know, we do have our debates about running orders of albums. It took us a bit of time to decide which songs were going to go on the album. But it's you know, we always come to a perfect compromise, and we're happy. We don't move on until we're both happy. So it seems to be working.
Yeah, no sibling rivalry then, that's good. You're working together as well with a charity to assist people with mental health and raise awareness, and this album has got to be a good vehicle to get the word out.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Nick's gone through adversity all his life, really. He's diagnosed with schizophrenia, and until it was murderous up until he was about 27. It was really horrible. He really suffered badly because he was undiagnosed. But once he got a diagnosis and got on medication, his life has improved immensely. And he still goes through, really hard times. He does have episodes where he hears voices and he's really not very well. But Nick is very eager and very keen to say to people that, look, schizophrenia doesn't mean that, you're an axe-wielding maniac, with multiple personalities. It's really that most schizophrenics are more of danger to themselves, a lot of the time. I mean, Nick can be suicidal at times, only because the voices tell him to do all kinds of mad things. And it's normally manifests itself when he's stressed, under any pressure. And this project has been it's been very therapeutic, in fact, because music for him is the one thing he knows and loves, and pouring himself into music as he does, he's been well for quite a while now because of it.
Yeah, I was thinking that throwing himself into this and keeping his mind occupied with music can definitely help him.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's really good. I think it's good for both of us. Yeah, we've always been very, very close. I've got a very good relationship with my brother, and it's very painful to see him suffer at times when he's really kind of struggling with when he's ill and he's struggling with trying to differentiate reality from what's going on in his head, and he does struggle at times. But the upside is that he talks about it and he's very open about it. He's incredibly witty about the whole thing. He can really take the mickey out of himself.
Do you think there's going to be a chance to take this out there and play it in a live arena?
Yeah, well, clearly we've got to be a bit careful and manage it carefully with Nick, because we don't want to thrust him into the limelight or get him stressed at all. But we're putting together a band as we speak, and we do it just nice and gently. I'm sure we've got an idea to do a venue somewhere that's, easy for Nick and comfortable, and to kind of ease him into it, because he used to perform. When he was a kid, he was a front man and had loads of charisma and up there, and he yearns for those days to be back again. Because he's he wants to sing and play his guitar to people like any normal musician would. We're putting together a band. We'll have to see how it goes, but that's our aim.
Of course, Madness is something that you've done from the 70s to the present day. You've took time off to do your own thing. You've worked in a school. You worked with Voice of the Beehive as well. So it's something you can always go back to, isn't it?
Madness are my family, my musical family, really. It's I think it will always be. I mean, we'll always put Madness first. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that. But what's really healthy in Madness is the fact that each person has got their own projects, and I think that's very healthy. You've got to be able to express yourself artistically. Lee Thompson's got his Scar Orchestra, which is gets him out on the road and gets him to do, his music, which is really good. Suggs has got his own career, and I've got the Magic Brothers, and Carl is doing a project at the moment that's it sounds just brilliant. He's put some music together with. He had a performance the other day in Portmeirion or somewhere. But anyway, so we're all doing side projects, but I think it's really healthy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you had an office job for 30 years surrounded by the same people, you'd go mad.
Exactly, that was quite a clever name. But Lee Thompson's Scar, we've been playing Lee Thompson's Scar Orchestra and Fu Manchu as his new single. But Madness is a British institution, isn't it? One of them things that, came out of ska music, and the pop world embraced it. Videos were massive. There must have been so many highlights. Is it just really difficult to pick a couple for us?
Well, I think that there were, when we came back in 1992, we did a concert in Finsbury Park, our first Madstock, and that was really like us coming home. We had the accolade and appreciation and love of an audience that had not seen us for 7 years, and it was very, very special because, to be honest, before that we'd never really played an audience that large, and it was kind of, wow, we actually have got some good hits here. In fact, doing the set, there were like 20 odd hits. Which one do you play? I mean, it's that was really special. And then from that moment on, playing at Buckingham Palace, being invited by the Queen, that was very special. Closing of the BBC, that was equally very special because we'd spent most of our career at the BBC on Top of the Pops, and all the programmes known to man on BBC. Very kind of special, close place in our hearts, as it were.
Yeah.
And of course the Olympics. I mean, how we've been embraced by the British public generally are kind of fond of madness, and that's very touching. And we feel, we feel very, very blessed, really. And it's the songs, the fact that the songs are very strong, very memorable.
Yeah.
And thank God they are.
You are very memorable. I've seen you perform at a few festivals, and people of all ages love Madness.
Well, it is nice that the kids are coming. I mean, that's very special to us at the moment, realising that we can tap into a brand new audience, and they're genuinely really loving it. Yeah. And that's a great thing, because you don't want to be stuck in the past. You don't want to, to think that you've just taken your generation of people through until we're all like old and crinkly and drop down dead is not the ideal thing you want. You want to be able to play it to another generation, because music's for everyone, and it would be terrible to be kind of I don't know, put in a box, as it were, as Madness, old British ska band. That's it. They only play to fat middle-aged balding old men. That's not what we want. Because the music was never intended for that. It was intended for everyone to have a good time and dance.
Madness never took themselves seriously with the videos and the live performances. I think people loved it.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad, because we didn't want to take ourselves too seriously in the sense of performance, because we came out of a generation of people that started to take themselves far too seriously. They all got really ridiculously pompous and self-indulgent, and that's not what we wanted to do at all. And we weren't the kind of frilly, foppy type either in the 80s. We certainly, like to have our sleeves in our jackets and not flailing all over the place. And we certainly weren't really keen on makeup. I think we were, down to earth. We could appeal to the common man, as it were. I think that's kind of important, really.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite Madness song?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult because each album comes along and there's a new song on the new album, which I'm very keen on. I think over the years, the song "It Must Be Love" is really beautiful. The way that it brings everyone together, regardless of race, sex, creed, age group. You get a whole big crowd singing "It Must Be Love" together. That's a very positive image. It's very powerful. Yeah. And more recently, I'm very proud of a song called "Leon," which Nick and I wrote for Madness. And the reason I'm proud of it is because it just sounds bloody good live, and people are really enjoying it. I just love playing it, and it sounds a bit crass, maybe, me picking a song that I wrote, but there's a sense of achievement, and I'm so proud of what Nick has achieved. Now he's writing for a British a very established, well-known British band.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel kind of very proud of him.
Yeah, and the album was massive. It was top 10 last year, wasn't it? Wee Wee CC Ya Ya Da Da was top 10.
Yeah.
And it was a big
Yeah,
album.
easy for you to say.
It was never going to be easy.
No. It's a great title. I do love that title, actually. It's really good, because you can't just say the Wee Wee album, because that sounds ridiculous.
Well, I'm loving the Magic Brothers stuff, and obviously everyone's a Madness fan, so it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I want to wish you all the best with it all.
Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Woody.
Thank you very much. You take care.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.